Welcome back, everybody. In this video, I'm going to be going over our rectangle pattern. Now, I just have a basic rectangle here set up, 7 by 5, with a circle cut all the way through in our bottom left corner, 1 inch off the left side, 1 inch off the bottom. Now, I'm going to come to create and come all the way down here to pattern, and I'm going to look at rectangle pattern. So, this will allow you to copy some of your geometry on the x-axis and kind of vertical axis and y, depending on what you're looking at to do. So if I select rectangle pattern, you could do this with a sketch, or in my case, an extruded feature. You could do either one. So I'm going to change this object type to features, select my circle now. Now my axis, I'm going to select my left edge here. I like selecting the edges of your actual piece rather than the axis down here. So if I select my left edge here, now that's my first one, axis 1. Then you have another axis, axis 2, kind of auto-generated it to be down here, which is perfectly fine. So you can see I have an arrow going up. Let me change this front ways. So I have an arrow going up, I have an arrow going to the side. So you can see that these are ready to make circles, but now I can actually put in what I want them to be distance-wise apart and everything like that. So going up in axis 1, I believe that is this one. So let's see if I change this to 5. If I change that to 5, so I have each row 3 rows. That's kind of my axis 2 down here at 3 still. So axis 1 is 5. I have 5 going up. Now you can see your distance is changing here. So there's 2 ways to kind of use the tool. For distribution, you can use extent or spacing. Now, extent is end to end, or spacing in this case is actually in between each hole. So maybe 1 inch in between, I'm going off the paper. Let's say maybe 0.8. That's from this center to this center. If I'm fine with that, fine with that. Now my next one, axis 2. So let's drag this one over a little bit. Again, this is the same thing. It's keeping my distribution as a distance. As 1 point now, center to center, that's fine. So maybe let's keep that 2. Let's change my quantity to 4. So I add another one. Let's bring it down. This looks good for me just for kind of an example. And so axis 1 was going up, axis 2 was going right. I changed my quantity to 5, going up for kind of like my columns. My axis 2 was my rows. My distribution, extent or spacing, you can kind of pick. And again, for when I first selected that 3D shape, I did features. And then when you're ready, you can hit OK. Then now you kind of have a little bit of a cheese grater here, a board with all these peg holes on it, and you're ready to go. This could have been done with circles. We already have circles here, but it could have done with squares, could have done with triangles. If you're making kind of like a sunrise, maybe it could have been done with all the kind of flames coming out. A lot of possibilities. So this is how you use the rectangle pattern.